Ever wonder why some millionaires seem to pay less in taxes than the average person? How is it that they're saving so much more, while the rest of us are forking over a big chunk of our paychecks? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of tax strategies that the wealthy use, and how you can benefit from some of these tricks too. Hey there! Quick heads up. This video is all about sharing educational and entertaining financial information. It's not financial advice, so please don't take it as such. Always talk to a professional before making any big money moves. Now, let's get into it.
The president also unveiled a new minimum income tax for billionaires today. The plan is part of President Biden's budget proposal for fiscal year 2023. The billionaire minimum income tax would require households with more than $100 million to pay a rate of at least 20% on their full income.
Let's start with the basics. Taxes can be a huge expense for anyone, but they hit ordinary people harder because most of our income comes from our jobs. Millionaires, on the other hand, get creative with their income and investments. That means they pay less of it to Uncle Sam. In fact, people with the highest net worth often use tax strategies that allow them to keep more, invest more, and build more wealth. But how do they do it? It's all about knowing the tax code.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're looking at middle-class investors, and more of them could qualify for a 0% tax rate on long-term capital gains next year. They can thank the IRS for making several tax changes due to inflation that will benefit them. Most investors focus on the 15 or 20% capital gains tax rates for assets held longer than a year.
All right, let's look at some strategies the wealthy use to lower their tax bills. You don't need millions to start applying a few of these to your own life. One of the big secrets? Millionaires often make their money through investments, like stocks or real estate, rather than a salary. Why? Because money from investments, called capital gains, is usually taxed at a lower rate than ordinary income. So instead of earning a paycheck, they're making money grow through investments. Another big perk: deductions and write-offs. Wealthy individuals often have businesses or investments that allow them to claim deductions, which means they get to subtract certain expenses from their income. This could include things like office space, travel, or even business meals. That lowers the amount they're taxed on. For example, if they take a business trip, they might be able to deduct a big part of that cost, and that deduction lowers their taxable income. Real estate is another secret weapon. Not only does it build wealth over time, but real estate also has a tax benefit called depreciation. Depreciation lets property owners write off the wear and tear of their property, even if the property's value is going up. So a millionaire with real estate holdings could technically have a high income, but because of depreciation, they might report a lower taxable income. It's like getting a bonus just for owning property. Did you know that in 2019, some of the wealthiest Americans, including big-name CEOs, paid little to no federal income taxes? I know. They used a combination of these strategies, plus charitable donations, to reduce their tax bills. Imagine paying almost nothing in taxes while still building wealth. Here's a clever one. Instead of selling their assets and triggering taxes, wealthy people can borrow against their investments. It's called asset-based borrowing. Think of it this way. If a millionaire has a stock portfolio, they can take a loan using their stocks as collateral. That way, they get cash without selling their stocks or paying taxes on capital gains. They use the loan for whatever they need, and often at lower interest rates.
But you know, the results are you cannot tax an economy into prosperity. Just pure and simple. A poor person cannot spend himself into wealth. It just doesn't happen that way. If you tax people who work and you pay people who don't work. Do I need to say the next sentence to you? If you have two locations, A and B, if you raise taxes in B and you lower them in A, producers and manufacturers and people are going to move from? Am I going way over your heads? I mean, you know, you look at this thing and you just sit there and say, I don't get it, how they don't understand. You know, you know, what was it? What was it Forrest Gump said? I forget, something like that. Thank you very much.
All right, let's recap. Millionaires pay less in taxes because they structure their income and investments to take advantage of things like capital gains rates, deductions, depreciation, and even loans against their assets. They're not just lucky, they know how to work the tax code. And here's the best part, you don't have to be rich to use some of these ideas. By investing, thinking about deductions, or even considering real estate, you can lower your tax bill too. The more you understand these strategies, the more power you have over your own finances. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Finance Explained. If you found these tips eye-opening, hit that subscribe button to keep learning how to make your money work smarter, not harder. We'll see you in the next video, where we dive into even more ways to build and protect your wealth.